anything and everything that it took to be here in this present moment. And so good morning, everybody. My name is Brother Mark. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at CSL Redlands. It's always a joy and honor to be with you. And so we practice meditation together, this stillness and sacred silence, this remembering of the I am that I am, inviting us to breathe together, gentle, divine inhales in, and easy and deliberate exhales out for 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 times as long as the inhale in. Find the place that's comfortable for you. And we gently breathe in that divine and holy breath, the sacred breath. And we easily exhale out that divine, sacred, holy breath. And as we return to our normal breathing pattern, we're reminded that this divine, the sacred, the holy, the energy of the universe is always pulsing in, through, and as us. It breathes us, we breathe it. There is no place that it starts where we are not. We are always within the whole of it. Nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing needing, nothing wanting. In the center of us lies our perfection. This place within us that has never been nor could ever be hurt or harmed or endangered in any way. I call it our spiritual muscle, the core of our core. And I invite us to infuse this place within. Just see it. Bless it within. Offer it the gifts from the center of the core of your core, of the I am that I am. So that this place within us can serve us in a greater and bolder and thicker, stronger, wider way than ever before. We align with it, strengthening, infusing, and acknowledging that this source energy for good is always within. Nearer to us than our breathing, closer to us than our hands and feet. And so for whatever visual image works for you to infuse this place within you, it could be rays of sunshine, it could be rays of moonlight, it could be stars, it could be white glistening light, could be offerings of flowers or plants. However this works for you in the visual, just find this sacred place within and connect to it as if it is the umbilical cord for your highest and best good. Inviting us to do that now together in the stillness. If you're willing, just allow for this connection to become even deeper and wider and stronger and richer, thicker and bolder. And allow for anything and everything that's most needed by your soul in this very moment in time to easily and effortlessly flow to you now through this divine connection of source energy. Simply awaiting your willingness to allow for any healing, any transformation, any insight, any revelation, any demonstration, any manifestation. As long as it's for your highest and best good right here and right now, I invite you to become more and more willing. See in your mind's eye all of your needs met, on time, every time, by this divine source energy, which made you, created you whole, complete, and perfect. Nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing needing nor wanting. An emanation of the Most High, in whom Spirit is well pleased. There is time to go even deeper still with your willingness. If you're willing to go deeper, you're always invited to go a little deeper. Feel the radiance of pure spirit pulse through every organ, action, function, cell, and fiber of your being. And if you're willing, just allow for yourself to see and feel how Spirit sees you as a masterpiece of the divine, unconditionally loved, eternally, divinely supported, sustained, and maintained. And just say to yourself, I am unconditionally loved. I am unconditionally loved. I am unconditionally loved. And with each subsequent breath, just allow for your heart space to fill with gratitude. I'm grateful for this time of stillness and sacred silence and remembering. Gratitude for this remembering of the I am that I am. Grateful for any insight or revelation, any transformation, any healing. Knowing that all of these that belong to you come to you in perfect timing, in divine order and harmony, with ease and with grace. And so with the next breath, inviting you to come back to the body temple fully and more completely. You may want to feel your place within the chair or wherever you're sitting. Make sure you could feel that place supporting you. You may want to tap the fingertips together, the toes to the ground, allowing for you to come back fully and completely to the present moment. We remain in gratitude and praise for this time of stillness and remembering. I'm grateful to each of you I am for anchoring the sanctuary space as a healing place, so that those that walk through the door may receive a blessing, a transformation, a revelation. What's most needed right here and right now by each soul. And so when you're ready and in your own time, just gently allow for the outer eyes to open. becoming aware of the place and space that we're in, the sanctuary, seeing one another, as we prepare for the continuation of today's service. This concludes the meditation portion. Namaste.
Welcome. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in a sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together. Yeah, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. Now look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in a sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together. Yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together. In the name of love. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody get up on your feet. Now see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. One more time. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. Let me hear you now. My soul is welcome here. A little bit louder, come on. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I said, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, your soul is welcome. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Here's Ed.
Good morning, everyone. Isn't it wonderful when you say, universe, we just need 3 hours. No rain, no wind in this torrential storm, so we can have service and fellowship, and look at what happened. And so it is.
We're in the eye of the hurricane.
I just want to welcome everyone here to CSL Redlands. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Facebook and YouTube and here in our sanctuary. My name is Ed Torres. I am the board president, and it's truly a privilege and honor to welcome all of you to this Sunday celebration. CSL Redlands is a New Thought community living an ancient wisdom philosophy based on science of mind. The science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes studied truths from all the world's religions, traditions, and spiritual paths, and developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit in our world. CSL Redlands is an open and inclusive community honoring all peoples from every background, all races, sexual orientation, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are in your life journey of faith, you are always welcome here. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence and a vision of a world that works for everyone. If you are here with us for the first time, please raise your hand so we can properly greet you. Anyone here? Welcome. We have a special gift for you. Hopefully it's the lotto ticket. No. We know you have a choice for your spiritual community, and again, we are delighted to have you visit with us today. A gentle reminder to silence your cell phones and place them safely away so you may participate more fully. And thank you and welcome.
So we're going to take just a minute to get centered here. And then Brother Mark's going to be talking about perfectly imperfect passion. And when I saw the word imperfect, I thought of this song by Dave Crosby, where he says, 3 times in a song I was mistaken. but maybe he wasn't. I thought I met a man who said he knew a man who knew what was going on. I was mistaken. Only another stranger that I knew. I thought I'd found the light to guide me through my nights, and all this darkness, I was mistaken. Only reflections of a shadow that I saw. I thought I'd seen someone who seemed at last to know the truth. I was mistaken. Only a child laughing in the sun. I was mistaken. Only a child laughing in the sun. Laughing in the sun. Thank you.
And so I invite us just to turn within for the opening prayer, however you're comfortable doing that. We just breathe in together that divine breath, that sacred and holy breath. We exhale and release anything and everything that it took to be here in this present moment. And we engage another divine, sacred, and holy breath in. And release and exhale anything and everything that doesn't match that divine, sacred, and holy breath. And as we return to our normal breathing, we're reminded that this power and presence, this love, this grace, is the truth of our being, that right where I am, God is, right where I am, Spirit is, right where I am, universal intelligence is, and all of that is the same truth for each and every one of you. And if you're down with that, just say, right where I am, Spirit fully lives. And so it's from this place of unity and oneness, it's a platform of unification from which I speak this word, knowing that anything and everything that is on your heart for healing and transformation, that the universe conspires for your highest and best good today, right now, in this very instant. It says, yes, 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 you are my beloved in who I am well pleased. And so if you're willing to accept these divine blessings, just say to yourself, yes, 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 and yes. Spirit always awaits for our surrender and our permission to have its full sway in, through, and as our very lives. So I'm blessing each and all of us who are looking for miracles of healing in the body temple. I call forth for divine health to be the order of the day. I call forth for perfect abundance, cash and wealth for each to flow with ease and grace, and anything and everything that is heretofore blocked or hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed the highest expression for your highest good. Let it have no more power and be replaced with the truth that God is at hand, Spirit is at hand, life is at hand, love is at hand. We call forth together for peace on earth in Ukraine, in Nigeria, and all the places that are in conflict, and there are many throughout the world. So let's take a moment together and send this love and light intelligence for peace to be the highest transformative idea, to simply incorporate all lower frequencies and vibrations into peace itself. Take a moment to send this peace to yourself, throughout your friends and family group, throughout this local community, throughout our city, throughout the state, throughout the United States, sending extra blessings for the peace that passes human understanding and for divine strength to Lahaina town, Maui, and everywhere else in the United States, requiring this extra strength, this divine source energy. So our peace travels from this nation through every nation now. We call forth the highest idea of peace through every city, village, and town in Ukraine. Allowing supplies that are most needed to reach those who are most in need everywhere. Calling forth better decisions of decision makers, for peace to be the highest idea. Stand on this rock of truth with me and do not waver from this place. Peace, peace, peace. And so knowing that the service continues to unfold with ease and harmony and joy and a sense of play and gratefulness, I invite you to allow for your heart spaces to fill up with gratitude and praise. We breathe in even more gratitude, even more praise, knowing that each word that was spoken is sent to the law of life, which only knows to say yes, 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 knowing that any unspoken words that needed to have been spoken are spoken in the divine mind right here, right now, from your heart to the heart of pure spirit. And those two are made manifest. So I let it be and invite you to say together with me, and so it is. All right, and good morning. We have a special guest today, David Loveland, who's a new congregant who's going to come up and share. It's It's your chance, your time. It's your moment. David Loveland, everybody. Here you go, babe.
Thank you. Oh, you already written down. Appreciate it.
If you want to use that, you just have to turn it on.
Perfect. Nice to meet you, everybody. I'm David. I just want to let you know that I love you and that I really appreciate this place and that I love you each individually. I'm going to give a bit of a background, not too much context. I've written a poem that I've prepared that I'd like to present, and then I'd like to give context after the poem because I'm a little interested if people feel like they get it off first read. I'm working on better communication. I struggle from some pretty severe ADHD, and so my focus is pretty bad. And I actually suffer from some PTSD as well from being in the Marine Corps. But none of that matters. I'm just giving myself excuses for fumbling through my words. So I spent 4 years in the Marine Corps, and it was wonderful. But a lot of things happened to me that I needed to work through. And the problem with that is there was also a lot of things that I had to work through from my childhood as well. I had a rough separation from my biological parents at a young age, and then an amazing adoption by an LDS family who absolutely gave me and showed me what unconditional love was, even though I had no idea how to express or what that was. Ram Dass has a saying that I've been working on adopting, and so I offer the same to you, of claiming yourself as loving awareness. I've been doing this often. It's been a huge practice, and that has what led me into what I'm going to read. In a moment of silence, I experienced what some people would call an awakening. It's all on a different level. I mean, like, you can't really quantify any of it, but I'll go ahead and just get into the poem. In the moment of awakening, I stand, realizing thoughts aren't in my hands. Emotions surge, not my own, moving through a vessel unknown. A revelation dawns and unfolds. 3 distinct beings I behold. Body, mind, and spirit, each their own. Through eternal gaze, me, the witness, in awe, this life's maze. The 3 communicate and intertwine, guiding life's course for one as divine. The body's vessel is not wholly mine, a tool I wield. This form I refine. Minds and spirits each unique part. In unity we co-create works of art. In disarray or harmony we entwine. Fruitfulness of life our design. The counsel of 3 and me unite, steering existence through day and night. Through this unity I stand as one in every dawn and setting sun. A symphony of life's grand display, the eternal witness I am, they say. First, thank you for being here to listen to that. I am loving awareness, and I have a lot of other stuff that I've collected in this time period that is not me. But it is me, and it's showing me. I think if anybody actually wants to know what it means, if they're curious, they could approach me afterwards. I'd love to share. Thank you.
All right, so David is a pretty new congregant, and if anybody else has gifts they want to offer and share, we see your power. Every week this month, our topic has been my purpose, my passion, my passion, my purpose. Today's is something about being my imperfectly perfect passion. And so you just demonstrated for us. pretty much the entire topic. So we just could have the ushers, right, come forth and pretty much be done. So it's interesting. Each week we get a lot of material, and the quotes, which I love the most, everybody knows now that I for the topic. And one thing that I didn't highlight to talk about, it's funny, it's what I woke up to this morning. We tell people that sometimes in the morning, waking up on Sunday, I watch that CBS Sunday morning show, and usually they have some really interesting stories. And today, right from the material on what I wasn't going to share, they showed a clip of it. And so that means I must share, right? So in Japan, there's something, it's a Japanese art of repairing broken pottery. It's called kintsukuri. Have you heard of it? So you can check the little video, and the idea is that in the kiln, every time that the potter creates something and it comes out of the oven, there's always broken pieces. And they actually have a class where they're teaching each other or working together to make something and create something out of the broken pieces. And it's really quite beautiful to behold if you want to see the video clip. So the idea of it there is, I think you might know that sometimes gold or silver lacquer is used to repair like artifacts. You might just see an artifact that had an imperfection, but they may use that gold or silver lacquer to fill a space. And what you're demonstrating today, David, in your sharing is your soul's journey and your nakedness, your spiritual nakedness, which everyone can relate to. Everyone who's here, everyone who's within the sound of our voices. And you'll be surprised that hundreds and hundreds of people will click on. And you can share this, and you'll touch them to find their own place. Because we can use the imperfect places within us. We don't even need to label them after a while. We could just say, you said you are loving awareness, right? So I would say we'll just say hello LA whenever we see you. Right? He has named himself loving awareness. And so when what's that? Land of love, yeah. So we can now see that in you, and if it's okay with you, then we honor that in you just by recognizing you that way. And so for this idea of imperfectly perfect passion is this idea that we could take, that's what the spiritual journey is, right? That's what taking all the classes are, all the workshops. It's the reason that some of the classes are a certain number of weeks long, like our foundations class is 12 weeks. Because it takes 3 months for a human being to possibly change a pattern that they may be stuck in or not even know they're stuck in. It takes that long to practice meditation, prayer, introspection, journaling, reading, studying. And the certain topics along the way really can trigger some major healings where you might feel like my whole pot is going to the ground, meaning my whole vase is going to be shattered. Right? Do I really have to learn how to forgive? No, I'm not going to forgive. Well, then we have to hold on to that until we're ready, because eventually we're going to be ready to face that as the life lesson that we have to go through to get to the next level. And something powerful, David, that you said was that you weren't sure where it was coming from, but it's coming from the divine within you, obviously. Because the thing is, when you have that kind of revelation or insight, it wasn't really optional. It was mandatory. And to me, what I like to believe and say is that the teacher always learns from the student always learns from the teacher. Holly knows this as a retired teacher. And also that I don't think anything will be put before us that we're really not ready for. I mean, if so, then spirit wouldn't be the adjectives that I like to use to describe spirit, right? If spirit really is unconditionally loving and the universe is really intelligent and there's really order and harmony to the universe, then it's really hard, because in the human we have to wonder then, well, why are all these things happening? Why does all the things that are reported on in the news, why could that happen? How could that happen, right? And so it's a life's lesson to learn how to see imperfections in a divine and holy way. And it'll be different for each person. Is everybody sort of following me? All right, very good. So now I'm going to go to some of the material. So, we can see and shift how we see ourselves, right? Like, that's the thing about this being perfectly imperfect. We can choose then to see areas that some may call a weakness, right, or a special ability. We can see our worthiness despite that and including that, right? So for me, I've told people a lot of times from up here before that one of the things that led me to this whole teaching in the mid-90s was heartbreak, romantic heartbreak. And so I really didn't, I had to include the grief and the pain. And I know a lot of people go through loss. Some people lose spouses or siblings. It's whatever there's a saying in this teaching that Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith has said, who is one of my teachers. He said, you're either pulled or pushed to this teaching, right? Because eventually you'll find the teachings that work for you. You'll find what unlocks and unleashes your harmony and your healing and your manifestations and the demonstrations and the goodness that's innate and within you waiting to be revealed. And so we can choose to see that we are the masterpiece of the divine, including all the imperfections, right? It could be eating disorder. It could be anything. It could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be named. You know what it is for you. And so what I'm asking for those people within the sound of my voice is to sort of reconsider including and loving those places of imperfection. Maybe we get out the little lacquer of silver or gold and we put it on those places within us and see the wholeness and beauty. And because what we're doing is recreating that into something that's whole. We're creating ourselves as the artwork. We are spiritual artwork. But this is the problem, though. Spirit already sees us as whole, complete, and perfect, and we want to fix it. So if you are down with that, let's say that as an affirmation. I am already whole, complete, and perfect. I am a masterpiece of the divine. All right. I see that. I mean, that's what practitioners of truth are trained to see, that despite the appearance that's before us, we're not prognoses, we're not diagnoses, we are eternal beings, so we may drop the mortal coil. These are like hard things to consider, but they're all true, so you can consider them on your own time. And then the idea is like, wow, am I able to see the wholeness despite the imperfection? Am I able to see the truth with a capital T, the spiritual truth, beyond what I may be experiencing in my little humanness with the small h? That's the secret to leading a spiritual and fulfilling life, is to be able to see the divine. And you can ask, what's happening too? What is this meant to teach me? Because we know that in life, lessons are repeated until learned, right? So we can go choose a different romantic relationship that'll break my heart even worse than the first time right? It just may look different, it may sound different, it may be in different packaging, but at the same time, it may cause the same spiritual pain to me if I haven't done any work to try to know that. See, the thing is it's a divine love affair between yourself and yourself, between yourself with the small s and between yourself with the capital S. And that is this idea that David's reflected today of this loving awareness. When you stand up in a microphone and say, I am loving awareness, that's amazing. Is that not amazing? When you say, I am loving awareness. Let's maybe say that together. Do you feel that? I am loving awareness. Okay, now you have to find your own because that's already David's. No, David's willing to share that with everybody, because when David first came up, you said you're willing to love every single person here. And that's a really special talent. That's not an easy thing, because some people can cut you off on the freeway. Some people, right? Some people can get aggressive, and we may need to then alter our demeanor into being more loving or calm. We can be calm, right? We don't have to react. So if anybody wants to take a lesson from today, let's just take the idea that despite what's coming at us, we don't have to react in that moment. And I've said many times from the place that sometimes some pause, sometimes some stillness or silence, that is where the power lies. So think about it. You can get a hateful email. You could get, I don't know, you could get something, you could have something come into your awareness that you don't want, and it's easy to just reflect in the moment and go, I'm one of the worst ones that can do that. But then do you really hit send? So sometimes, I'm not saying don't type it out, because you don't want to have it in you. We don't need that. Maybe you just type it out and just send it to yourself. I've done that a lot of times, even with sometimes business things lately. I want to make sure I want to send it. So I send it to myself first. And don't put in the other people's names. Don't hit don't hit reply, don't hit forward. Have you ever done that on a text where I'm trying to forward something, but I texted the wrong person? I'm like, oh my God. Me and technology. So, but the idea is to get it out of yourself and then reflect on it. Give yourself some time to chill out. Make sure it's something you want to send. So, there's got to be some good things I'm going to read from here. Oh, I wrote an affirmation. So, the main things for today, it's easy to doubt ourselves and our abilities, right? We don't need to do that anymore. Hands up if you don't want to do that anymore. Let's just say, I am good enough. I am divine. That's for sure. We're never separated from universal intelligence. Just say it. I am never separated from universal intelligence. And then I wrote some more. I go, this same mind, our mind, my mind, can also choose to remove any blocks. I put the blocks there so I can replace them. Holmes would say that. Holmes did say that in a quote, but I won't be able to find it right now. I just made it into my own thing. I'm the one that put the block there, so who can remove it? All right, then. So when we step out of our comfort zones, we're open to growth and expansion. We can take greater chances. Let's affirm something. First hear it and then see if you agree. This said we could question long-held beliefs. Yes. Listen, and there's some things that we may not be aware of that can go to early childhood, right? We can't just do a divine bypass on all that. And at the same time, what I'm here to tell you is you can pray higher than that even. You can say to yourself something to the idea of, I'm going to allow now for anything and everything that's heretofore held me down, that's no longer serves me for my highest and best good. It can be in the conscious, unconscious, subconscious, or whatever it is you believe in of all the things that you might believe in. And remove it and release it with your willingness to surrender it. If it no longer serves you for your highest and best good, you don't need it. It will weigh you down. Right? And we can't create from that. So what I'm going to invite you to do is not have to know exactly all the details. Let Spirit just say in the prayer work for yourself. Find the way that's honest and in integrity with yourself to say, I'm willing to release all of it now. I'm going to surrender it. And then allow for Spirit to surprise you with the goods. There was something powerful that happened to me in the years that I was going through practitioner training, and you might have experienced this, probably a lot of you have, you're having to have a divine courtship with yourself. You're having to be able to go to eat in a restaurant by yourself, table for one, party of one, go to the movie by yourself, go on a date with yourself, court yourself. And part of this is this releasing of all the gook and the goo. We don't need that anymore. We don't need it anymore. And you can bless and release it for all it's taught, all it's given. It created you to be that masterpiece that you are today. And you can then, what I'm going to make a suggestion to do is you always want to replace it with whatever's divine and whatever's for you, your highest and best good for your soul's journey in this moment in time. And at the same time, I'm going to ask you to leave it as a blank space. So you can consecrate this place within you as a sacred, holy place for Spirit to continue to paint and unfold its masterpiece as me. How does that sound? All right, good. Let's go to a couple quotes, and I think we're good for the day. Are you feeling good? Yes. All right. So this is Raymond Charles Barker from The Power of Decision, page 32. The goodness of life is the goodness of God. I now release all emotional power from any and all guilt in my subconscious mind. I am set free of all self-judgment and self-condemnation. Mic drop. Boom. That's just what we talked about, right? All right, Brene Brown, here we go. This is a quote from 2015. I don't know if that's a book title, page 146. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world, our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. Okay, Donna McIntosh is one of our congregants who watches remotely, and she sent a big quote in big, bold letters. I guess that was for me to read. It says, our purpose in life is to find our gifts, and what gives life meaning is to give the gifts away. Our purpose in life is to find our gifts, and what gives life meaning is to give the gifts away. So some things to take home with you, you can reflect on. What do you love doing that may not look perfect to others? Where can you be more compassionate to yourself? What events in your life turned out far better than you initially thought they would? What story are you telling yourself about your challenging experiences? And what are 3 perfectly imperfect events that you've manifested? So here's a quote from Parker Palmer. It's a book called A Hidden Wholeness. Wholeness does not mean perfection. It means embracing brokenness as an integral part of life. This is from Nadia Bowles-Weber. Grace is God as the wholeness which makes up for my failings. My failings hurt me and others and even the planet. And God's grace to me is that my brokenness is not the final word. And this is from Scott Aubrey. Imperfection is not a sign of the absence of God. It is the evidence of an ongoing creative process, which includes both perfection and imperfection. From Trevor Hudson, a Methodist minister, silence is filled with the presence that seeks us in our lostness, comforts us in our pain, heals us in our brokenness, and guides us in our confusion. And this is from Isaiah 61, 1 through 3. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me because the Lord has anointed me to bring good tidings to the afflicted. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to those who are bound, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor, to comfort all who mourn, to give them a garland instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, the mantle of praise instead of a faint spirit, that they may be called sturdy oaks of righteousness. And I'm going to close with a reading. I'm not sure, Ellen, do you want to come up and do the reading, or do you want to wait till next week? Okay, come on up. It's right up here. Yeah, I could give you the mic if you want to be out. It's up to you. It's a long reading, but I know you can do it. It's from Talia Hunter, and it's in big font.
Okay.
It starts here, and then it goes to the back.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I've been a member for some years now. I'm Ellen, and I'm pleased to be up here with you and encouraging the light in us all. I was afraid of being rejected until I learned to never reject myself. I was afraid of being abandoned until I learned to never abandon myself. I was afraid of the opinions of others until I learned that they held no more weight than my own. I was afraid of painful endings until I realized that they were also new beginnings. Wow. I was afraid of appearing weak until I realized how strong I truly was. I was afraid of being seen as small and unimportant until I discovered my true power and potential. I was afraid of being perceived as ugly until I learned to fully appreciate my own beauty. I was afraid of failure until I learned that it was an illusion when viewed through the eyes of love, growth, and learning. I was afraid of feeling low until I learned that it was the birthplace of brilliance and where my greatest transformation occurred. Yeah, I was afraid of change until I realized it was an inevitable part of life in a world full of things temporary and fleeting. I was afraid of being, alone until I learned to fully embrace and appreciate my own company. How novel is that? I was afraid of my uniqueness until I learned that it was where my greatness lay. And I was afraid of the darkness until I remembered that I was the light. And I was afraid of life until I remembered who I was. Thank you.
Okay, and so now that concludes the service. So now it's time for our offering. The ushers will come forth, and it's our time of conscious giving. And so if you'd like to bless your tithes and your gifts and your offerings, and guess what? You being here is an offering, and we accept that. We accept your... I don't think we do we? We do? Oh, I'm sorry. We have a song before the offering, Jennifer's Hieroglyph. It's an original song by our music director, Gilman Carver. Let's give it up for Gilman. Thank you.
I wrote this song when my niece was 15 years old, and she was all excited about Egyptology. So I wrote what I call a pharaoh tale about a pharaoh who's looking for the fountain of youth. But he doesn't find it in a fountain, because he's in the middle of the desert, of course. But he does find it in an inscription. Long ago in Egypt, in a city by the Nile, there lived a lonely pharaoh who'd lived for quite a while. But he wanted to live longer, that's a fact. So he packed up his sarcophagus and said, I'll be right back. He traveled out to Cairo, on a camel he did ride. He found a giant statue, it's an oracle, he cried. He said, in getting older I've been cursed. I've tried lotions, I've tried potions, but it's only getting worse. If you want to feel the healing power of the pyramids, but you're not involved in solving mysteries of the Nile, you've got to sense the gentle wisdom of a little kid. Jennifer's hieroglyph is not a lie or myth. outside the Sphinx there stands a verse. It says to jinx a mummy's curse, we must think of others first, and in a while cheeks get pinker as you nurse them with a smile. Oh, did I mention my niece's name was Jennifer? Mark Anthony and Cleo were beginning to digress, how the books at Alexandria did simply not address how to make their adolescent phase revive. Don't want a tomb like Tutankhamun has, they only want to thrive. If you want to feel the healing power of the pyramids, but you're not involved in solving mysteries of the Nile, you've got to sense the gentle wisdom of a little kid. Jennifer's hieroglyph is not a lie or myth. Outside the Sphinx there stands a verse. It says to jinx a mummy's curse, we must think of others first, and in a while cheeks get pinker as you nurse them with a smile. Yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, Gilman Carver. So now it's the offering time. And so I'll have the affirmation for you, and if you agree with it, you can say it after me, line by line. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
To heal and bless and prosper.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It's evidence of my faith and my belief.
It does great work in the world.
It does great work in the world.
And it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
It returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it is.
So it is. Thank you for giving. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for believing. Thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, bless you for your sharing, thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
And so inviting all those people watching remotely, you can click on the Donate Now button. For those who are here, we do accept Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, check in the secured mailbox. There's an acrylic box too if you want to be extra givers and tithers. The acrylic box is right in the middle up front. So I'm inviting the congregation to outstretch their hands toward the offerings collected. Know that they continue to come in all week long. Isn't that amazing? They literally come in all week long online as well. And we just want to know this together in our mind's eye, that this offering that's been received is also an idea, just as CSL Redlands is an idea in the mind of God, and therefore is perfectly sustained, maintained, and provided and supported for on time, every time. So with a grateful heart, I let it be so and invite us all together to say, and so it is. Thank you, ushers, for your time and service. And Ed, I think you're for the announcements, and then we'll do the closing song. All right? Thank you, everybody, for being here today. I hope you enjoyed today's service. You are a blessing.
Okay. So announcements for this Sunday. Members plan to attend a special membership meeting right after service today in the sanctuary. And also please sign up to help Holly and David on Saturday mornings as they represent CSL Redlands at the street fair downtown. If any of you would like to have a wonderful experience, see Holly and David. David is in the sound booth. Holly, raise your hand. Holly's back there. It's interesting when people come at that fair and they want to talk and they want to share their experiences. If you're interested, just take a few hours on a Saturday and see how that blesses you. Mark your calendars for a couple of upcoming events. The first one is going to be a pool party at Bonnie's house. Yeah, Bonnie, thank you. This is a fundraiser, and there will be a special fundraiser concert on the Friday of September 29th at the center here under the direction of Gilman, our music director. And after service, we will have some snacks back there for fellowship. And there's one other thing. Phil's going to come up and talk real quick, 30 seconds or less, about a book. He's already wasted 10 seconds coming up.
Oh my God. You remind me of my wife. Yeah. No. I would like to. I'm running out of time. Yes, but she isn't here today. But I just want to recognize all the special ladies who have come to this room today. You know, the men are okay, but these women are spectacular, all of them, and sitting in here. Anyway, my last show, I had a very talented former teacher, wrote Restless Gold, and he gave me a number of copies, $10 each, and I'll get them signed if you want it. So it all goes to the church here. And finally, David, thank you for your poems. I didn't notice any stumbling, none at all. Well, I'm a runner, and I'll tell you about stumbling sometimes. So thank you very much. Thank you. That's 42 seconds.
Well, that's okay. You can donate and match every $10 for your lateness. So anyway, thank you very much, and have a beautiful day.
You can all join us for the closing song. If you want to stand up and sing out, it's great.
And this song and the last song were written by our keyboard artist, Al Yankee, and he'll be here next week. I used to think I would always be alone, separate, misunderstood. I spent my days in quiet desperation. On the outside, things look good. Then I discovered the error of my thinking, the lie at the base of all my fears. So simple that it turned my world around. Why did it take so many years? Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes. Sing it with me now. Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open, wide open. There is no separation, no matter what it looks like. There is no separation, no matter what they say. No separation except what I imagine. And I imagine separation's gone away. Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. Yes, I am walking with my eyes wide open. stay for the meeting.